I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Pacing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Props Locks and Parlays. I am your host, Mike Lauro. No Paul Spencer tonight. Paul, unfortunately, is kind of under the weather tonight. So, we are definitely going to miss him. But we will definitely get all into the actions. Paul did send over his picks tonight. So, there you have it. Last week was not a very good week for yours truly. I finished up with, where's it at? There it is. Last week I went 3-2 in the NCAA. I also went 2-3-1 in the NFL. Definitely make sure you guys can check it out. Guys, we are having an issue with Facebook tonight. I don't know what the problem is. So hopefully you guys can, try to get to us on YouTube and X. For some odd reason, Facebook is not working. It's kind of already reset on me like 3 times. So I'm going to keep trying to get it to go through. But hopefully it will do this. We're going to have roughly about a half-hour show for you guys. I'm going to be, because it's just me tonight. Like I said, Paul's under the weather, so I will be doing my picks and Paul's picks as well for NCAA. We're also going to be doing our NFL. I actually have one of Paul's picks. Actually, 2 of Paul's picks are actually the Sunday games, so I can actually write down who he picked. Paul's taking Detroit. -2.5. So, all right. But it was as you're looking here, as I'm looking at this going forward, it will be as I just wrote down. He also I didn't give his picks for the Cincinnati game and the Chicago Philly game, so we won't worry about that. I'll kind of X him out on that. He's picking. He has 4 NFL games and 5 college games that we will get into. We're going to bring up our trusty dusty screen, and I'm just going to. I'm sorry again. I keep getting this thing that keeps popping up here with Facebook for some odd reason. It does not want to stay on Facebook. It just keeps popping on and off. So anyway, to make a long story short, we're going to get right into it as I bring up the screen here. Where's it at? Oh, there I go. All right. Hopefully you guys can see the screen as we get ready to do this. As we go forward, I'm going to bring it into and So I don't know what happened with this. Again, it looked like we had something that went awry here. Earlier in the game tonight, good old as we start the college, as you see right now, Eastern Michigan leading Western Michigan 7-0 in that game. Coming up on Thursday, you have Navy hosting Memphis. Navy is a 5.5-point favorite. I didn't touch anybody in those games. I got a couple games here on my slate. Believe it or not, me and Paul are actually opposites right here on this game here. He took Kansas at home, getting He got them at 11.5. I got Utah laying at 12.5. I think Utah's going to bury Kansas. Paul has the exact opposite on this one. He has Kansas plus the 11.5. So again, I have them on that one. Let's see. Do I have anybody else going into this one? No, I do not. So Utah would be my first game that I'm looking at. My second game, believe it or not, is on this as well. I took Air Force right here. Minus 2.5. Well, I had them at minus 1.5. The game's actually going up a point literally within the last 2.5 hours. It's going up a full point. It was at minus 4. Oh, I'm sorry, at minus 1.5. It's now minus 2.5. So I guess a lot of money is starting to come on Air Force for this game. My third pick in this game. These are Friday's games now, guys. Friday, I took Texas A&M minus 2.5 over Texas in Texas. So that would be my and believe it or not, my fourth game is right here. I took Arizona State getting 2.5 at home against Arizona. And then we lead into Saturday. And my only game from Saturday is, where is it at? I must have went through it or went by it already. Here's 12 o'clock. Where's it at on Saturday? Well, anyway, Ohio, there it is right there, as I got it highlighted. Ohio State and Michigan. I took Michigan at home, getting 10. I'm sorry, I just don't trust Ryan Day. Once he looks across the sideline and he sees Michigan, he just forgets how to coach. So my teams are basically, I got 4 Friday games, which are Arizona State plus 2, Texas A&M minus 2.5, Air Force minus 1.5, Utah minus 12.5, and Michigan plus 10. They are mine. As we go over to Paul's selections, he has 1 Friday game, which is Kansas plus 11.5 in this game. He has taken Texas Tech minus 24.5. It has dropped to 23.5, but still Paul has taken them. The next one after that is Oregon. I believe they play Washington. So I would imagine that's probably a set. There it is right there, Oregon and Washington. As he takes Oregon, it is now 6.5 as they go into Washington. It was at 7. His other game is Florida. If they're down, wait a minute, Missouri. He took Mizzou minus 2.5 over Arkansas, and he took Florida minus 1.5 over Florida State. It is now down to 1. So those are Paul's games. Paul has Kansas plus 11.5, Texas Tech minus 24.5, Oregon minus 7, and Mizzou minus 2.5, and Florida. That's right, Florida plus or minus 1.5 in their game against the in the game against those Florida Gators and Florida Seminoles. You know what, guys? I'm going to get rid of this board tonight. I'll just read off of this, and it'll be a lot bigger. So let me make sure I do this, and we're just going to go just like this. There we go, guys. So as we get back into this game, ooh, man, what the hell is going on with this? Anyway. There we go. Ooh. There we go. A little bit better now. This thing's been acting weird all day today. I don't know. All right. Now we're going to roll into the NFL. I'm going to start with the Thursday games. We got 3 really good matchups this year for Thanksgiving. I am so thankful for that because I am so tired of seeing a really good football team against a really bad football team on Thanksgiving. We have 3 really, really good games. It kicks off at noon on Thursday in the Motor City, Green Bay, Detroit. Right now, Detroit in that game is a -2.5. So almost a pick 'em game, as they feel like, you know, Detroit's just a little bit better at home. They're playing against a really good defense in um, Green Bay. So I'm going to have to wait and see with this game. Me personally, I love Detroit in this game. I really do. I think Detroit, they play very well at home. They also play well on Thanksgiving. And I think they kind of owe Green Bay from week one. Week one, they kind of went out there and they kind of established themselves as a very, good defense on in week one. I think the Lions want to give a little bit of retribution back into that. Jahmyr Gibbs is just a home run hitter. Watching his game this past week with the Giants, literally my man would run 5 yards, break off a long run. So he is definitely somebody you want to keep an eye to. And also, guys, I also have a touchdown parlay for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. I did a touchdown parlay. I laid literally $1.65 on this parlay. I'm going to read it off to you, let you know what the payout is, and what you guys think of this touchdown parlay. Could it happen? I mean, it's got a really, really strong chance of happening. Not to say that it will, because I've come close on several occasions. But yet this touchdown parlay has eluded me. It's always been one that I've missed. So, again, guys, as we look into this, Paul has Detroit also in this game -2.5. I just took them outright. I didn't do point spreads in this game. But I like Detroit. So does Paul in the early game. We differ in the afternoon game. Paul's a Dallas fan. They're riding real high, especially after that big comeback win against the Eagles. And for that, I think really going into this game, I really like Kansas City. I think Kansas City will beat the Cowboys. And it's not to say that I don't think that the Cowboys were playing well, but it's a division opponent. It's been a team that they've been chasing all year. The way that game went, it's going to be hard for Dallas to match the intensity that they had a week ago. That's all I'm saying. You're another further week out from the Nealon tragedy. It's not as fresh. That was their first home game since the Nealon tragedy a week ago. So there was still kind of emotion there. And Dallas has been playing really good ball. I just don't like their matchup against this Kansas City offense. Kansas City last week, to me, looks like they kind of got the ball rolling a little bit, even though they had to go to overtime. Mahomes has been taking off a lot lately. And I just think they have enough weapons to keep that Dallas defense at bay. I don't think Dallas is going to be able to roll out with a 5, with the 5 line with the 3 defensive tackles, because they throw the ball just as much. Kansas City throws the ball just as much as they run it, and they use their running backs to catch balls out of the backfield. I just don't think the intensity is going to be there for the Cowboys in this game as it was a week ago. They had a divisional opponent coming in, a team that they really kind of had to make a statement against, and they did. The Eagles went up 21-0 and took their foot off their throat and allowed Dallas to get back in that game. And when you don't put your opponent away, this is what happens. I mean, the Eagles did it against, they didn't show up for that Thursday night game against the Giants. They thought they could just show up and walk out on the field and they were going to win that game. And they got beat. Well, they tried to do it again in Dallas. They figured out they put up 21 points. They didn't really have to go and play any much longer. Give Dallas a lot of credit in that game. They, they made adjustments. The Eagles didn't, and they came back and beat the Eagles. But when you have a good comeback win like that, it's very hard for you to keep yourself up and come out the next week. There is a thing as momentum. There is true. But I just feel like the way that game turned out for Dallas over there, I feel like they're going to they're not going to be able to get their intensity up to go out and play this Kansas City Chiefs team on Thursday. I think Dallas Cowboys and Cowboy fans, you're in for a letdown. I think you're going to get let down on Turkey Day. I'm not saying the Cowboys won't be in this game because Dallas has the offense to be in this game. But this Chiefs team, I just feel like they have too many answers for Dallas's defense. And Dallas, I don't think Dallas matches up with them. I really, truly don't. I mean, Kansas City's getting healthier on the back end of their defense, which, by the way, they kind of shut Daniel Jones down in his passing attack last week. Pittman was kind of, null and void. Now, granted, he's not CD and Pickens. Pickens has really picked up his play, but to me, honestly, Paul's got Dallas in this game plus 2.5. I have Kansas City straight up. I think Kansas City beats them. So now we're going to move into the night game, which is also a divisional game. The return of, the Cincinnati Joe Burrows. That's right. Joe Burrow makes his return in Baltimore against the Ravens. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be a really, really, really good game. I like Baltimore in this game. I just think they're going to be okay in this game. I think it's going to take a lot for those guys to come in there and win. It's a night game. It's going to be in Baltimore. It's supposed to be kind of chilly. So you won't have the whole dome team thing because Cincinnati plays outside as well. But yeah, I kind of like that game, and I really do. I like that game going in to actually taking us into Black Friday. And of course, Black Friday, I'm taking the Birds. I think the Birds are going to bounce back. They're an 8-3 team, but they're a fraudulent 8-3 team. I don't think they're going to beat the Eagles. Not here. If this game was in Chicago, I might have a little trepidation for this, but I don't think this is going to be, any type of I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be really a close game. I watched them play, and their offense is so mediocre. You get a little bit of pressure on Caleb Williams, and my man's running for his life, and he throws the ball away a lot. I will give him this. He has cut down on his interceptions. Monangai is going to be in there. Him and DeAndre Swift gets to come back and play against the Eagles. Also, Kevin Byard and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, all now with Chicago, so they will be in the lineup as they get ready to play this team on Friday. But I do like the Birds to bounce back. Getting into Paul's other two picks, because he has Detroit and Dallas for Thanksgiving Day. His other picks are Cleveland getting 4.5, and they are playing the 49ers, which I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be a little nasty over the weekend, so I'm kind of wondering on that. And he took the Bills against the Steelers. He thinks the Bills minus the 3.5. They're going to go into Pittsburgh and beat the Steelers. So that is his 4-pack for this week. My 4-pack or 5-pack is Sunday night. We're going to go with the Sunday nighter. I am taking the Broncos to go into Washington minus 6.5 to beat the Commanders. Again, no Jaden Daniels. I don't think that team's going to be able to survive that. Also, right before that, a 4 o'clock game or 4:05 game, I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks minus 10.5 over the Minnesota Twins. I'm sorry, Minnesota Vikings. I got baseball in the brain for some reason today. But, the Minnesota Vikings, I am taking them over. I am also taking the Los Angeles Rams on the road. That's right. Flying cross-country, playing at 1 o'clock. I am taking the Rams to beat the Carolina Panthers by more than 10.5. I am laying the 10.5. I'm taking them to go there and win that game. Also, I think the cat's kind of out of the bag with this Indianapolis Colts team. I think it was kind of shown, how to kind of stifle them. I love Houston's defense, even though Davis Mills is quarterback and it is in Indy. I just feel like 4.5 was a little too much to give up. So I am going to take the 4.5 and the Houston Texans and that defense. I'm taking that defense. I think if the Colts do win the game, it's a late field goal. But I'm taking Houston and the 4.5 to cover that. And my final game of the week. Where's it at? There it is. I am taking those Atlanta Falcons on the road. That's right. The Dome team's going to come up from the south, go to the Meadowlands, and beat those New York Jets. I'm laying 2.5 on that. So, again, my picks for NFL this week, I have 8 or 9. 9 are Detroit, Kansas City, Baltimore, Philly for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Also, I have Atlanta minus 2.5, the Rams minus 10.5, Houston plus 4.5, Seattle minus 10.5, and I'm finishing out Sunday Night Football, Denver minus 6.5. So, excuse me, guys. Kind of have a tick in my throat there. So let me pay some bills real quick. We're going to come back after I'm done paying bills and letting you know what's coming up on the network. We're going to come back. I will have my touchdown parlay to give to you guys before we go off. Again, only a half-hour show tonight, so you guys can go and get ready. So speaking of following me, that's right, Matty B, the final word. He will be following you, or he'll be following me literally in about a half hour. Right here on this network. So make sure you tune in for him. Also, I will be back this weekend. That's right, this weekend, the Happy Valley Huddle. Make sure you guys get ready for that as we get ready for the final game of the year. That's right, final game of the year. And there you have it right there. Eagles flyby. Make sure you guys tune in with that as we get ready. I will have the post game for you Friday, right after the Eagles game. Make sure you guys do that. And again, join me and Big Al Safiri Sunday morning. We will get your week kicked off as we get ready to take you guys through one hell of a ride Sunday morning. So again, we are gobbler free. Pat, still keeping it in mind. And which, by the way, guys, make sure you look out for Pat. He has been on TikTok as well, giving his thoughts and stuff. So look out for the Gobbler on our TikTok. Not just on our TikTok, but his own. Look up the Gobbler. Make sure you give Pat some love over there. He's still our guy. He's just been behind the scenes helping us here until he gets ready and gets himself situated. But make sure you tune in. Pat's been popping on at randomest times. So make sure you look out for Pat and his TikToks and his TikTok lives. And he'll be definitely talking all kinds of sports and stuff like that with you. This is how it's going to play out, guys. After tomorrow night, we have Birds Blast with Kyle Quinn. Do not know what time that's going to be. The final word with Matty B will be at 9 o'clock. And yours truly, that's right, I will have your post game for Flyers and Panthers on Thanksgiving Day. That's right. When you're stuffing your face with everything, you can come on here to It's a Wrap Sports and check out our Fighting's final season in review. Maddie and Al did a great job last night. Unfortunately, I could not join them. I had to do other responsibilities before I did the Flyers postgame last night, so I would have loved to have been on it, but I had to take care of some business. Friday, we have Eagles postgame, which will be right after the final whistle. 8 p.m. Gridiron Weekly. And then Maddie will have you for the Flyers Islanders this weekend. He has Flyers Islanders on Friday, on Black Friday, and he also has Flyers Devils. So he will have clear the ice for both of those. Again, Penn State versus Rutgers. I will be on with that. I will be on sometime around 7 o'clock or so, right after that game. And then here is everything for Sunday. Again, no Eagles post game that day. So for us Eagle fans, it is stress-free football as we go on. Guys, I did it today. I went and played a touchdown parlay for all 4 games. Made one parlay, and I pretty much picked some guys that I think are going to score. I placed $1.65 down because I had, for some odd reason, 65 cents in my account on Bet365, and so this is who I went with. Your 12 o'clock game. I took Jahmyr Gibbs and Wilson, the running back for Green Bay. I have both of them scoring a touchdown. In your 4 o'clock game, I took George Pickens and Kareem Hunt to score a touchdown. In the nightcap, I took Derrick Henry and Jamar Chase to score touchdowns. And in the Eagles game on Friday, I have A.J. Brown scoring a touchdown, Dallas Goedert scoring a touchdown, and Jalen Hurts scoring 2. That's right. That's how many points I think that they can put up on that Bears defense. I'm not sold on that Bears defense. I think they can get after them. I think they can run the ball on this defense. So, again, $1.65 will pay you out $2,800, $2,806.40 on a $1.65 bet. So, there you have it, guys. Again, hopefully Paul can be with us next week so we can stretch this out a little longer. I've already said whenever Paul can't make it on, this will be a half-hour show. It's usually an hour with me and Paul because me and Paul can go back and forth and generate picks and stuff like that. So, again, I hope you guys were entertained tonight. And, again, if you're going to bet, make sure you do it carefully and responsibly. Again, guys, I am Mike Lauro. I will see you guys tomorrow night, right after the Flyers final whistle for Clear the Ice. Get ready in about a half hour's time. Matty B, the final word right here on this network. So make sure you tune in for him. And I will see you guys tomorrow night after the Flyers. You guys have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.